Canada's Environment Minister, Catherine McKenna, thinks the Winter Olympics are being held in North Korea, and then they wonder why I call her Climate Barbie. It looks like that ongoing mainstream media charm and propaganda offensive on behalf of the North Korean regime is working, and working a little too well. I'm sure you've seen all the headlines. The Washington Post called the evil little sister of Kim Jong-un the Ivanka Trump of North Korea, captivating the people in the South. That is one heck of an interesting choice of words right there, captivating, considering the people of North Korea are literal captives of their own government. Here's CNN saying that Kim Jong-un's sister was stealing the show at the Olympics, and the Daily Beast, because of course the Daily Beast, says Kim Jong-un's little sister steals Pence's thunder and trumps Trump, at least in Seoul. They even called her a luminary, which really is the second most powerful person outside of the supreme leader. She's the head of the censorship and propaganda arm of the North Korean government. And with the way the mainstream media and Western liberals are reacting, she's doing one hell of a good job at propaganda, because it would appear that Canada's Environment Minister, Catherine McKenna, has been so charmed, swayed, and persuaded by the propaganda that she now thinks the Winter Olympics are being held not in Pyeongchang, South Korea, but instead in Pyongyang, North Korea. McKenna tweeted this gem right here. Test question to all the Canadians watching the Olympics. Which Canadian MPs and senators were also Olympians? Hashtag Team Canada, hashtag Pyongyang 2018. Except Pyongyang is in North Korea. Pyeongchang is in South Korea, where the Olympics actually are being held and where the Canadian government has spent millions of dollars to send our athletes to. I think there's a sort of wonderful irony that McKenna exposed herself as geographically challenged in a tweet where she was just trying so darn hard to seem smarter than the rest of us with her little trivia challenge. And I would think that someone who was as well traveled as McKenna is would know better. But as we all know, this isn't the first time that Catherine McKenna has driven her Twitter account right into the ditch. There was that time when she tweeted out a video of a puffin to celebrate World Penguin Day. Remember, this is someone who routinely lectures the rest of Canada on her version of science, yet she doesn't know the difference between two different species of birds. There was also that time when the Environment Ministry was pranked on Twitter by a genius named Alan in Saskatchewan with a ridiculous suggestion to fight climate change. Just turn off your security lighting. McKenna tweeted a very nicely done graphic featuring Alan's suggestion that studies show so-called security lighting does not reduce crime. It's time to put an end to insecurity lights so we can have a brighter future. Wow, it was then when we were looking into how that stupid tweet even happened that we discovered McKenna has a taxpayer-funded army of staff dedicated to screening and planning her ministerial tweets. Nearly 24 people. There was that time McKenna tweeted praise at Syria for their commitment to climate change. She tweeted, Canada salutes Nicaragua and Syria for joining onto the Paris Agreement. Global climate action, COP23. Yeah, that's something you tweet when you're more annoyed with someone else's SUV than you are with chemical weapons and sarin gas being used on innocent children. Now, McKenna deleted that tweet and then she threw her staff under the bus, blaming them for heaping praise upon a dictator, all 20-something of her staff. And last week, she went on CTV News and made the suggestion that oil and gas workers earning a living in remote communities could pose a danger to the women there. Just watch this.
Gender impact, how does that fit into a pipeline approval process?
So I'm really glad you asked that, because I think people are like, well, what is this gender thing? Well, imagine that you have a huge number of people going to a remote community. many men. What is the impact on the community? What is the impact on women in the community? And actually, once again, smart proponents understand this. So they're going to put measures in place. That's all it is. It's just taking a smart approach to thinking about, okay, what's going to be the impact of a major development in a particular area?
Okay, that's interesting. All right.
McKenna routinely invokes Holocaust denial language to scold her political adversaries as ignorant, backwards rubes, yet she doesn't know the difference between a hermit nation that operates as a prison camp state and the free, liberal, and innovative country of South Korea. She's a quota hire in a job she's not fit to do, appointed because of the Prime Minister's ongoing desire to be the leader of some global feminist cabal. She's Catherine McQuota, and she's embarrassing Canada again by saying something moronic on Twitter. And you just know, true to form, she'll no doubt blame all the snarky and well-deserved criticism on sexism instead of her own vast ineptitude, the way she always does. I call McKenna Climate Barbie. I gave her that name. And she needs to quit giving my male colleagues all the credit for it. I think that's bad feminism. And I say Climate Barbie not because I hate women, and certainly not because I care that she has blonde hair, as she has suggested in interviews. And to suggest as such is as dumb as anything that warbles out of McKenna's mouth or rolls off the end of her fingers onto her hot mess of a Twitter account. I will continue to call her Climate Barbie because McKenna is a plastic parody of a politician playing dress up as a competent individual, and she is failing miserably. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. Are you like me? Do you absolutely live on your phone? Well, then do I have some great news for you, because life just got a little easier. We just launched a brand new Rebel mobile app. It's available on the Google Play Store or on the Apple App Store. Download it, try it out, and take the other side of the story with you wherever you go.